Okay, so this evening we have Julie Alexander with us, and Julie is the director of the Chatham Silent Food Pantry, who we have recently brought over our Little Free Library project to, and we are going to welcome her this evening.
Oh, thank you so much. And I want to thank you right straight out in the beginning for that lovely, the lovely display of books. Our visitors, it's a success. I will say it's definitely a success. I looked today and I'm guessing, and on Thursday night I'll be more particular about that, but I'm guessing at least half of them are gone. Now,
wow.
Yeah, I don't know how many of them will come back because there's no real instruction there to say,
okay.
You know, bring them back.
That's okay. That's what we hope for. Good.
Yeah. And I'll, as I say, I'm working the pantry Thursday evening, so I will, at that point, take a count. That'll be right smack in the middle of the month. Now, I don't know do you want me just to sort of talk about our work at the pantry?
Yeah,
as a
tell us more about the pantry. You know, tell us anything that I've heard things about the pantry before. I know what amazing work you do, but just tell us what you feel is.
I'll describe it a bit. First of all, our pantry's in the basement of the Tracy Memorial, right on the Circle in Chatham, and we probably have an average of about 90 visits a month. Some of those are once a month visits by individuals or families, and some are repetitive. We do get some repeat visits, maybe families or individuals who come 2 or 3 times a month, and that varies based on their need, really. We have actually 2 rooms in the basement of the Tracy. One is for storage, and the village has just granted us that in the last few months, and it's helped us be more responsive to our visitors. And the other room is where the visitors go in, and they basically have a shopping experience. We have stuff on shelves, and they just go around and they take, based on certain criteria, we have some limits on some things, but they take what they want of our offerings, and we bag them for them, and off they go. So and we buy a lot of our food from the regional food bank in Latham, and we also receive donations from both monetary and in-kind food from the community. And the regional food bank in Latham encourages us to provide a shopping experience, not just to create put a bag together and say, here, you can have this. It enhances the dignity of the person who's coming, and it is a more real, it eliminates waste, because it's absurd to give somebody a can of artichokes if they don't like artichokes, So as I think I said, we on average about 90 families a month. It goes up some months and down some months. We have had lately some really good, within the last year, some new volunteers, a couple of strapping men who have been a great boon to improving the physical aspects of our pantry. We are expanding our ability to have inventory on hand, so that we don't run low just at the end of the ordering cycle. So we feel we can provide a proper array of food items at any time during the month. That's important to us.
Can I interrupt you, Julie? And
please.
Where does the food come from?
Okay, the food comes from either the community. There are organizations that do drives. Churches regularly bring in bags of stuff. The synagogue, so that there are, the Chatham Democrats have a drive. The Morris Memorial Turkey Trot on Thanksgiving. various merchants. The new bagel cafe on Main Street gives us the bagels that they freeze right away the next day, if they don't move the same day, and they give those to us. And other businesses and individuals and organizations. Businesses and individuals and organizations also give us funds, and we use those funds to buy food from the regional food bank in Latham. From them we can get perishables, meats, things that belong in a refrigerator. We're not relying only on canned stuff. In the growing season around here, we get wonderful produce from, there's a group in the St. Peter's Church in Spencertown. They're called the Gleaners, and what they do is they go to the farmers market at the end of their day, and they receive from the farmers stuff that didn't sell. And then Ghent Food Pantry, they bring it to Ghent on Monday morning, and then Ghent shares with us as much as we can take, so that in the growing season we can provide wonderful fresh produce, not just canned vegetables and stuff.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, it's beautiful stuff. So we get our food from the regional food bank and from local donations, to sum up my long-winded answer.
No, that's important to know, because I know I've heard from you before where the food comes from. I didn't realize that. I didn't even know there was like a food bank that did this. I have an experience with this. I've heard in the past that it's difficult for food pantries to move the fresh produce because the people that would take it don't know how to use it.
That is a problem. Some of our members have become creative, and we post recipes for how to cook kohlrabi, how to make and use this vegetable to turn out a delicious menu item. Mm-hmm. And we have copies of those made, and we offer our folks to take them. Another one of our volunteers put up these wonderful posters of the food groups and how much you should eat of the food groups and so forth. And the regional food bank wants us to communicate that kind of healthy information. Mm-hmm. How to eat in a healthy way. Mm-hmm. And I have to say, the regional food bank in Latham is a very large operation, and they supply many of the area food pantries and on-site feeding places like the Salvation Army, I guess, and stuff like that. And we are so lucky in Chatham, because once a month a truck from the regional food bank comes to Hudson, and we have ordered already our inventory person, who is David Rubel, who does a wonderful job with our inventory. He has placed an order, and it's on that truck, and then we're responsible for getting it off the truck. But we are so fortunate. There's a school in Rhinebeck called the Devereaux School. You may know of it. Mm-hmm. And they come up on our delivery day with a big van, and they pick up our food from the truck, and they bring it to us and unload it, and we are the recipients of their enthusiasm, and it's really a great thing. The pantry really, it needs a lot of volunteers to make it run, and we are so lucky we have such good volunteers. I have to say, we're very, very lucky.
I'm sure that part of the reason you have such great volunteers is because you're such a great leader.
Well, I don't know about that, Lori. I thank you for that. But I think there are people who just want to help out, and they're just so energetic, and it is just great.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Good. Anybody else have questions?
I do. I know at our church they talked to Don Campbell in Galatia, who gave our church a list of, and our Rotary group in our kindergarten, a list of things that people don't often give but are needed very much, such as toothpaste, baby diapers, women's personal products. Do you have a list like that? Are there things that you particularly need?
We haven't created a list like that. My general answer usually is anything that you can envision somebody needing, we will gratefully receive. All of the things that you mentioned, anything that sits on a shelf, or dollars that'll help us buy perishable stuff that can't be received. We haven't created a list. I suppose we could, but
No, I just wondered if you had anything in particular, like right now there's a newborn baby among one of your clients, and they need Pampers or.
No, I don't know
I
that.
don't want to identify that. I don't mean identifying the person publicly.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Maybe, but right now we are in need of X, Y, or Z.
I guess the only answer I can give is that anything that you can imagine that anything you can think of that people might need, we gratefully accept. We don't have a glaring empty hole in any one thing, but we are happy to receive anything you can imagine people would need.
Well, that's
Just what they could pick up at Hannaford, for example. Whatever.
Yeah.
They wanted to get some non-perishable items. Okay. Or the money. Preferably the money.
Either one, because we use those funds to buy things from the regional food bank. We get
a discount.
We get a lot of stuff from them.
Mm-hmm.
good. And so can we talk a little bit about the anonymity?
Yeah, that's a big thing with us. I'm sure it is with any pantry, but it's always been kind of our hallmark. Our official name is Chatham Area Silent Pantry, and we stress the confidentiality. We even have a little sign, or we did, I think it's still there, that, reminding our visitors, if you may know somebody that you see here, but keep that within yourself, and don't talk about who you see and so forth. Sometimes we are asked by parents of high school kids, for example, who want to do community service, if they can come in and they can work at the pantry. And we always gratefully decline, because we think it might be a tough burden for kids if they see other kids coming into the pantry. We won't want them to talk about that, but it might be hard for them to keep that secret. And it might be hard for the child who comes to see this other child there. They might be embarrassed. So we always suggest, instead of that, have them do a drive at school, or in some way that doesn't involve actually working at the pantry. It is, and when we have a new volunteer, we always stress what you see here stays here, kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that especially in a small town like Chatham, you have the added problem that it's a small town and everybody knows everybody. So
yeah.
You're kind of like Al-Anon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, they're giving out food.
The Al-Anon of food, right?
Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Julie. Thanks so much for letting us try our project at the food pantry.
Oh yeah, and Lori, I will get in touch with you after I do my stint on Thursday, and I'll give you a better reading. I really believe at least half of the books are gone.
Okay.
And I want to mention to you too, so that you know, our volunteers, the lovely basket with the books standing up in it, our volunteers disassembled that, and they displayed the books like standing up and laying down. They said, they can see the books a whole lot better this way. They really got into it.
Oh, that's good. Because originally our discussions were to keep it simple so the volunteers didn't have to do any added work. So I'm so happy that they're excited about it. That's wonderful.
The very first day I went back there, and they had created this lovely array, and every time I go back again, there are fewer and fewer books. So as I said, I'll give you a reading on Thursday.
Are they putting them on that table?
Yeah, they're on that table,
Oh,
and
so
they're either lying down kind of in a descending kind of, you know how you lean one against the other against the other,
right.
and some of them are standing up, and they're very inviting.
If we did a little sign, 8.5 by 11, and we put it in one of those clear plastic stamps,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be an imposition to ask you folks to display that.
Not at all. In fact, I think that's a good idea, because right now the only way they know where the book is coming from is from the label inside.
All right.
But I think that would be very nice.
Good. And we'll include on that sign something that says, take a book, bring it, something. You know, we don't want them to feel that they have to return the books, because then we're afraid they won't take them initially. But we'll see if we can put a little there just to help get the concept.
Yeah.
And do that. And then going forward, if your volunteers seem to feel there's a specific age range that you're in need of more, let us know, because apparently the amazing overachieving Palmquist will just get right on it and take care of it before any of us blink.
Well, that's my thing. I just wanted to double check. This is a dedicated space. These are dedicated spaces that you have at the town hall, so you can leave things.
I will explain. The food pantry is downstairs in the Tracy, in effectively the basement, although it's not dark and dingy, but it's the lowest level. And in the sort of lobby space of that, we have two rooms, and they're off a sort of a lobby gathering area. And in that lobby gathering area is a wonderful old oak table. And people tend to bring, if they want to, people bring things and lay them there for other people to have. And what we did was we put the books on one side, it has fully half that big oak table. They're arrayed on that, so that if you made the sign you're talking about and it was just placed on the table with the books, it would be a perfect setting for folks to look through the books.
Great. But you have to put all that away when the food pantry is not in operation?
Actually, we don't. If you'd like us to, we can, but we do not.
No, I think it's wonderful. There's not any traffic through there other than
No, it's not a through space. The only people who are going to be there are the people who come to the pantry, and that's an outer room where they wait for their turn to go in. So it's perfect for perusing.
I'm so excited that in 1 week we're hearing this.
Yeah, it really is quite amazing. And as I said, I'll give you a better read after I'm there from 5 to 6 on Thursday.
All right, great.
A better read.
I didn't even think of it.
Oh, you funny lady!
I didn't even know it.
All right, good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the meeting, and because Julie, if we don't end the meeting, the software that we use, the free version, ends it for us.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Which
Abruptly.
Yes, it keeps us on task. All right, Julie, thank you so much tonight for spending time with us and speaking to us. And please let us know and
Really
anything we can do. We're very supportive of what you're doing, and we want to help.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Pleasure meeting you guys.
Thanks.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Anytime, Julie. You're welcome to come anytime.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right,
take care.
All right. Night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.